Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling a question that's, well, kind of blown my mind a time or two. Are we alone in the universe?
And it's a question that's captivated humanity for, well, probably as long as we've been looking up at the stars.
You guys sent in some seriously thought-provoking articles on this, taking both sides of the debate. So we're going to unpack the science, the arguments, and maybe even geek out a little with the what-ifs.
Because that's what makes this so exciting. We may not have a definitive answer yet, but exploring the possibilities, that's where things get really interesting.
Okay, I'm already hooked. Let's launch into the first article, which dives straight into the reasons to be optimistic about alien life existing out there somewhere. And guys, this article threw some big numbers at me. Billions of galaxies, each with billions of stars. It's almost too much to wrap your head around.
It's truly mind-boggling, isn't it? And this article made a great point. There are more stars in the observable universe than grains of sand on all the beaches on Earth. Think about that for a second.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot of sand. And even more stars, apparently. But it's not just the sheer number of stars, is it? We're looking for planets around those stars. Specifically planets in that sweet spot where conditions might be right for life.
Right, the habitable zone. Think Goldilocks, not too hot, not too cold, but just right for liquid water.
Okay, that makes sense.
Hope.
But even finding a planet in that zone, wouldn't it be like finding a needle in a cosmic haystack? I mean, how can we possibly know if a planet light years away has what it takes for life to evolve?
It's definitely a challenge, but that's where the hunt for what scientists call biosignatures comes in. We're not talking about spotting little green men waving at us through telescopes. It's more about analyzing the light passing through a planet's atmosphere.
So like a chemical fingerprint, something that says, hey, something's happening here that might be caused by life itself.
Exactly. Specific gases like oxygen or methane, they can be clues. And as our technology advances, we're getting better at detecting these subtle signs from incredible distances.
Wow, it's like we're cosmic detectives looking for those telltale signs.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a universe potentially teeming with planets, some maybe even with oceans, just begging for a space probe to take a dip. But hold on, folks, because this next article had me pumping the brakes on booking my interstellar cruise. It argues that even if the universe IS, like a cosmic petri dish, finding intelligent life, the kind that could build a spaceship or, send us a radio signal, that might be a whole different ballgame. Yeah. So this article, it really got me thinking, even if there's life out there, even if it's like more common than we can even imagine, what are the chances that it's, intelligent life? Like building those spaceships, sending those signals, is that a whole other level of like a cosmic long shot?
It really might be. This article dives into something called the rare earth hypothesis, and honestly, it's a bit humbling. It basically says, yeah, simple life forms, maybe they're as common as like space dust, right?
Yeah.
But complex life, intelligent life, life that could build a radio telescope, that might take a set of circumstances so specific, so unique.
It's like winning the cosmic lottery a few times in a row. Huh?
Exactly. It's like, okay, you need the right ingredients for life, right? We talked about with the habitable zone. But then it's like this cosmic recipe where everything has to go perfectly. The oven temperature can't be off by a degree. You can't forget the baking powder. Even a little bit of wind in the wrong direction could ruin the whole thing.
Okay, so what are some of those like crucial ingredients in Earth's recipe for intelligent life?
Well, for one, we've got a pretty awesome bodyguard out there, our moon. It actually plays a huge role in stabilizing Earth's tilt, which is what gives us our seasons.
Whoa, really? I just thought it looked pretty in the night sky. Never thought of it as like essential for life or anything.
Oh, yeah. Without the moon, who knows? Maybe we wouldn't have those regular seasons, and that would have had a huge impact on how life evolved. But it's not just external factors, right? Life itself had to evolve in a very specific way.
So it's like, even if you have all the right ingredients, you still need to follow the recipe perfectly.
Precisely. And there are so many steps along the way. Take photosynthesis, for example. Plants use it to convert sunlight into energy, releasing oxygen as a byproduct. That's pretty basic, right?
Yeah, plants, oxygen, seems pretty important.
Right. But it took billions of years for that process to evolve. Without it, our atmosphere wouldn't have enough oxygen to support life as we know it. We'd be breathing something very different. And then there are those, shall we say, unexpected turns in the recipe, like that little thing that wiped out the dinosaurs.
Oh, right, that giant space rock. The Chicxulub impact, right? Always messing things up.
A stark reminder that even if life gets going, even if it flourishes, the universe has a way of throwing curveballs. That asteroid wiped out nearly 75% of all plant and animal species on Earth. But it also paved the way for mammals, and eventually us humans, to rise to prominence. Kind of a reset button for life on Earth.
So maybe intelligent life isn't just about the right ingredients and the perfect recipe. Maybe it's also about a little bit of luck along the way.
Maybe a lot of luck. And that's what makes this whole question so fascinating. We're talking about a chain of events, billions of years in the making, a whole lot of chance encounters, and a whole lot of things that could have gone very differently.
Okay, so maybe intelligent life, IS, kind of rare, like a delicate flower in this huge cosmic garden. But what if, and this is where I really start to geek out, what if there are civilizations out there that are so mind-blowingly advanced, so far ahead of us, that we wouldn't even recognize them as intelligent?
That's a real possibility. This last article, it dives into exactly that. It basically suggests that our definition of advanced is, well, limited. Like, we're judging everything based on our own technology, which, in the grand scheme of things...
We're still using stone tools, cosmically speaking.
Right, pretty much. Imagine trying to explain, I don't know, the internet to a Roman emperor. That's the kind of gap we might be talking about.
Okay, now that's just, whoa. We're talking civilizations so advanced their tech would look like magic to us.
Exactly. Mastering interstellar travel, harnessing the power of black holes. Maybe they've even figured out how to, like, transcend their physical forms entirely.
Okay, see, now you're just messing with me.
Yeah.
But seriously, if a civilization like that encountered Earth, would they even bother saying hi?
That's another mind bender, right? What if to them we're like ants, just going about our ant business, totally oblivious to this whole other layer of reality happening around us?
So it's not just about whether they're out there, it's about whether we'd even get it. That's both humbling and kind of terrifying,
It definitely puts things in perspective, and it makes you think about that signal we were talking about earlier, right? If we did pick something up, would we even recognize it as a message?
Good point. It's like they're sending a holographic message through a wormhole, and we're waving around a tin can on a string.
Exactly. But hey, even if we haven't found concrete proof of these super advanced beings yet, the search itself is what matters, right? There are groups like SETI, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, who are out there listening, scanning the skies.
Hoping for a whisper, however faint, that says, hey, you're not alone.
Exactly. And I think that's what we keep coming back to, isn't it? That deep-seated human need to know. Are we alone? And even if we never find a definitive answer, the journey itself, the questions we're asking, that's what pushes us forward.
Couldn't have said it better myself. This whole deep dive has been a wild ride, honestly. From those mind-boggling numbers to the sheer unlikelihood of our own existence, it really makes you appreciate this pale blue dot we call home.
Absolutely. And who knows, maybe out there somewhere, someone or something is looking back at us, wondering the very same thing.
And on that note, we'll leave you to ponder the vastness of it all. Keep looking up, keep those questions coming, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive as we explore another corner of the cosmos. Until then, stay curious.